So next up is David from US Legal Support.
Good morning, everyone. My name is David Manbar. I'm the Director of Litigation Support Services for US Legal. And I know many or most of you are familiar with US Legal's court reporting services. We also have a number of other divisions that I sort of want to tie together for everyone. One of our divisions specializes in record collection. Another, my division, specializes in handling all of the evidence, including making it available for review. We also have database hosting services. And the value of us having all these divisions is it's the value of the more work that we have, the better numbers we can give you, including very low numbers for a lot of these services, because we approach litigation from so many particularly painful cost points. I'm going to have two hands. One of the things regarding electronic discovery that we bring to the table, our specialty is using our experience to reduce the costs of litigation. The amount of that reduction can be somewhere between 20 and 70%, because what we do is guide the legal team's methodology, how they perform a review, and in particular, their use of tools for how to perform the review. The overall goal is to quickly organize the documents, the group of evidence that we need to look at, to reduce their size, to speed the process of review in order to minimize costs. And the big picture, really, of how to handle all the evidence at the beginning of the day is to quickly get an idea about what evidence there is in order to assess where the most important information is, in order to quickly minimize the group of evidence that needs to be reviewed, and to apply some very cool tools that without human intervention, and the attorney review time is such a significant part of the cost of litigation, that our goal is to minimize how much work is required. Babe Ruth, a long time ago, was talking about electronic discovery. What he wanted to point out is that first what you need to do is understand where your evidence is, to see where it's located, so you know exactly how you're going to handle this information. And basically, what is the information? Nowadays, just about all evidence is electronic. They're located in many different locations: servers, backup tapes, voicemail systems, cell phones. The evidence analysis and collection can easily become complicated and extremely expensive if you're not prepared for what that evidence is and where it's going to be located. There's a great saying in sports: how you practice is how you play. And the idea of handling all this evidence, known as records management or evidence management, will set the tone for all the expenses that are following. What we want to do is start with the idea that we know what information we have, what we don't have, and where it's located. And one of the things we want to be prepared, particularly when dealing with our adversaries, is to clearly present that we know where all information is, to have a clear game plan about how it's going to be gathered. It's like a pitcher at the beginning of a case that throws a 100-mile-an-hour fastball and puts everyone on notice. We know exactly what we're doing, and we can control what's going to be happening next. About 20 years ago, I remember watching the legal department talking to the information technology team, and I recognized neither side had any idea what the other was talking about. Our goal at US Legal is to really unite the two groups, to serve as mediators, because the big picture of collecting evidence is first to help the preservation of it, then to gather it, then to make it available for review, and finally to begin the review process. Our focus is to help the legal team do it efficiently, to save money. This is not something necessarily that the legal team has in mind, but our role is to help fit the legal team with the proper technology in order to speed the process, and in order to first help you get quick insight into what evidence exists, then to eliminate any documents that you don't even need to take a look at using technology, and finally to en masse identify the most important documents you need to look at first, and to get rid of the irrelevant documents and any privileged documents. Again, New technology helps us remove duplicates, duplicative evidence, so you don't need to review the same emails over and over again. And even with the smallest cases, the use of technology can save an incredible amount of time. So if you're not regularly relying upon technology, you're not being as efficient as you possibly can. That is inarguable. It's a question of how motivated are you to work more efficiently. Another thing that helps speed the review is the ability to identify similar documents. Because in the course of a review, if you're reviewing documents in no particular order, everyone on the legal review team starts at different places and they're constantly scattered. The value of using the technology is to put similar documents together so that most important documents can be reviewed by the highest level attorneys because they need to perform the best analysis. And all the other documents can be reviewed by lesser members of the team with lower billing rates. And you're able to present that, really that strategy to your clients. In a nutshell, one of the simplest things that the technology is able to do is gather all emails sent from a particular domain. Why? Because we immediately know we don't need to review all the email that came from Expedia and American Airlines and remove that information. And we can focus on just the documents sent by ABC company. We've already talked about using hosted solutions. People talk about information being located in the cloud. I always like that word because all it really means is somebody else has the computer, makes it available, and the value for you is you don't need to have capital outlay expenses for hardware, for software, and in particular for staffing costs. You can use the technology as needed. One of the most impressive developments of the last couple of years is known as content analysis. These are tools which allow you to use, in a sense, artificial intelligence, computerized algorithms, and linguistic tools that automatically, just the computer will scan a large volume of documents and put them into particular groups. The computer doesn't need any training to perform this. It uses simple linguistic tools to organize documents according to concepts. Once again, so that the appropriate members of the legal team can focus on the appropriate documents, and the paralegals can review smaller groups of documents. Or you can en masse remove a number of documents from review. We at US Legal have been in business for 25 years. We've had state, federal agencies. We work for national corporations, both local and national law firms. And one of the things that we bring to the table is our experience makes us as good or better than most in-house law firms, if you have the resources in-house. Another thing that we bring is impartiality. It does not matter to us what technology we bring. Our goal is to match the right tools for you, and there are dozens of different options. Our unique value at US Legal is the focus that we have, our national presence, and the ability to combine different tools for cost savings. Again, the more work that we're able to do allows us to provide very low costs for the extraneous services that we provide. And at the end of the day, our goal is to help you work better. At the end of the document review process, we bring trial presentation services to immediately move the important evidence during arbitrations, during trials if necessary, and you'll be hearing about some other tools available to really show your evidence and control exactly how that evidence is provided during trial. That's about all I have today. Thank you very much, everybody.